What's up, gamers? Welcome to episode number 38 of Level Up. I'm your host, Zach Sharps, as always, and this is Everquest 2, the fully free-to-play Everquest 2 that actually just finally morphed their servers into one game. It used to be Everquest 2 Extended. Now free-to-play users can play with their fellow pay-to-play members on one server. So you no longer need to, if you ever become a pay-to-play person, you no longer need to download a different client and get on a different server and all that nonsense. It's now all streamlined into one game. So basically all the content that Everquest 2 has is now fully available to the free-to-play user as long as you unlock it. Because, I mean, you could probably go to it, but, I mean, what's the point of going to it if you don't get quests, right? I mean, let's go with that. So our first character that I made, I only played up to level 5 so far for you guys, just to get a little insight to what I'm going to be jumping into. The character I made, his name was Chocolate Ice. I mean, I had to do it. He had white hair and, you know, he's black. You know, you guys probably get it. Anyways, let's go ahead and create our character. So we first have to select our archetype: fighter, priest, mage, or scout. So let's go ahead and pick, so if we go to fighter, we unlock guardian and berserker. The rest we have to pay for. Priest, we unlock templar or inquisitor. The rest we have to pay for. The mage, we unlock wizard and warlock. The rest we have to pay for. And then we have swashbuckler and brigand. So overall, we have a total of, let's count this up, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13... 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and we have 25 classes overall, which is a ginormous, I mean, oh my god, it's a huge amount of classes to choose from. But just for this purpose, we are going to go and use the berserker, because hey, let's just go up and run and smack stuff. That's the coolest thing to do in every MMO. It was actually the reason why I picked a warrior as my first class ever in an MMORPG. Alright, so now we select a race. Now there's neutral races in this game. I'm not really sure what they really associate themselves as and how it affects everything, because this isn't a review, it's first look. You know, so overall I probably think it probably has to do something with the story. You can go to each city, stuff like that. But overall, it's a pretty cool feature to have 3 types of types: good, neutral, and evil, instead of just the general good and evil that we see in most MMOs. So if you look on the good side, you have to unlock all these through station cash. We have the dwarf, the fae, the froglock, the halfling, the high elf, and wood elf. So 6 classes for the good. And then for the neutral, we have barbarian, erudite, Kara, freeblood, gnome, half-elf, human, and Rotanga. And then for evil, we have Arasai, dark elf, Iskar, org, Sarnok, and troll. Sorry for my horrible pronunciation. Every time I got in a roll with the names, it's just like there's another weird name. So for this video, we are going to be playing the barbarian, because I mean, come on, we're berserkers, so you know, why not? Let's go ahead and go to our alternate appearance. Ooh, that guy actually looks pretty badass, but I'm sure we're going to hop into the customization, and I am right. So here we are with the character customization of Everquest 2. For the most part, it is pretty basic. I mean, you're going to pick your skin color and stuff like that. There really is a decent amount of features in this game for character customization and for where you level up. Now, there's overall, for starting cities, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. At least with this character, I'm pretty sure that all the neutral characters can only start in these 4 zones, and then the good and evils can start in different zones as well. But we're going to go ahead and start in, let's go somewhere where I've never been. Let's go Neriak. That looks like a very barbaric zone. In our name, let's call Barbie Doll. If this works, I swear to God. Oh, dang it. Alright, let's just name him That's One Dude Lugo. Alrighty. Now, One Dude Lugo is our character name. So we're going to go ahead and load in. We see that the beautiful concept art of whatever that is right there. Really cool monster though. Very nice, clean arts, free to look at while you download the zones. Because this actually is a very streamlined client. You really don't have to worry about, having to download the full thing. You can download it while you play, which is a really cool thing. Alright, so we have a new quest here. The Great Challenge Level 1. Been challenged to achieve 20 in under 14 days from your character creation date. Should you prove your loyalty to complete this test, you will be richly rewarded and granted a title of the night. Alrighty. So basically, you have to... I've never seen that before, honestly. That must be a brand new thing, because last time I played this game, I did not get rewarded for basically having no life and getting up to like level 20. Alrighty then. That is a little bit different, but as you see, we have our little help here to help you with the interface if you have never played MMO before. Typical stuff here, so let's go ahead and exit that out. Then we have our quest journal and welcome. Go ahead and exit these out as well. We are not noobs to the MMO markets, guys. Let's go ahead and kick ass. Let's check out our interface. We go to Everquest II, the EQ logo on the bottom left-hand corner. There's a whole bunch of different stuff here. There's alternate advancements, battlegrounds, calendar, character, claim rewards, community, dungeon finder, dungeon maker, guild, housing leaderboards, because there is houses in this game. There is player houses, which is really cool. You do have to, I believe, be a paying user in order to access one to its fullest extent. Then you have journals, you have your knowledge, you have Legend of Norath, looking for a group, and all that good stuff. Now, if I went through all this stuff, this video would be hours long. So we are just going to check this game out for what it is right here, and go ahead and do some quests to show you guys the combat and the basic features of the game, so that way you guys know what you're hopping into. First off, though, let me go ahead and change the graphics. Let's go ahead and get rid of the anti-aliasing, because that is lagging me to balls right now. So let's go ahead and talk with Varix Niza. Let's hail him. So look, the difference between Everquest and Everquest II, if you've never played Everquest before, Everquest is sort of sits you into a world. And in order to get quests and stuff, which was actually recently added, I heard, as far as Everquest goes, it's, recently added means like years back, but, you have to hail different people. And there's really no indication on where a quest is, at least from when I played it. So you really just had to hail stuff, and you had to talk with different people. And I thought that was a very cool feature, and this game still keeps the hail, but as you see, it does have quest text, and it does tell you if there's a quest over there. So we have multi-option like this as well. Too bad it's not fully voiced. Sortor. But we do have our nice little story right here. Everquest is a very good game for story. So let's go ahead and accept this quest and move along to our next questing objective. Now, as you see right here, we do have different stuff on the map. We have our different locations, and then for us, we are basically trying to find people. So let's go ahead and try and find the person who we're supposed to talk to, and this person is right here. Talk to this guy right here. He looks pretty cool. Actually, it's a chick. Sorry, chick, I thought you were a guy, but I am way taller than you, so let's just go with that. Alright, so we're just going to click through these. Don't really care. And let's go ahead and click this guy and hail him, because he's a badass guy. And let's go ahead and click that and accept that. A bunch of stuff going on. You do have that multi-dialogue, and that's the cool thing about that's the cool thing about Everquest 2 is the fact that there is a lot different features. Like, it's all similar to you guys now, but back then, when this game was released, the multi-chat system was pretty a new feature, and it was really cool. So apparently there's mini dings. Every 10% experience you gain, your health and power will be replenished completely. That is pretty cool. Now, I didn't know about that before, but now I do. So that is a really cool feature. We do not need any help with the combat. We are badass already. That's just auto attack, I believe. And let's walk up to this guy and slash him. Alright. So we only have a couple attacks here and there. But as you see, the combat is just like any other MMO. I mean, you're not going to be getting anything special from a game that is pretty old like EverQuest II is. But what you do get is you get a very solid experience. Now, if I wasn't downloading this game right now, I would be getting around 40 to 50 frames rates a second, if not more, on max settings, which is basically showing that it is an extremely polished game. You know, even though it is kind of old and they really slacked on performance patches since they went free to play. But overall, the game is a very smooth experience from a technical standpoint. From a combat standpoint, from what I've experienced in 5 levels, it's a very cool game. And definitely a game that I try to load up every once in a while, but for a while I was having technical issues with it, which is why I didn't do this video earlier. I actually was going to do this one in place of the Ion review, but this game would not work. So I had to re-download it, and apparently I had to do something with a corrupt file inside my folder, which happens every once in a while. But, you know, now I got back up and running, I'm probably going to be playing it a lot more, because it does have the newer features like the looking for group and the dungeon finder. You know, typically, you don't have stuff like this in older games, but this game does have the dungeon finder, and you do have to be level 20 or above. And then we have the battlegrounds, which is really cool, you know, so... But I can't, of course, do one right now because I'm not high enough level. We have persistent instances, which is a pretty cool thing. Basically, dungeons, I guess you could say. And then the lockout timers for those. You know, we have a lot of different things that is brand new. But let's look at the station marketplaces to show you guys that there is not any bad things in this game, such as pay-to-win items. Because I believe there isn't. Last time I checked, there wasn't. Mainly what it is appearance items such as cloak and stuff like that. But was I just... Ooh, I may have been... Uh-oh. Ha! Ha! Pot leaves. Lol. Alright, so apparently, I don't think that these are actually stat-wise, but I do believe they are appearance. So in order to get certain things, you do have to, you know, buy them as far as, you know, armor sets for like skins and stuff like that. But as far as these go, I don't think there is any pay-to-win items in this cash shop. At least I've never heard anyone complain about it. So if there is, maybe the subscriber gets them all for free or can unlock them in game. But anyways, you know, there's their housing for furniture. You know, you have to get different things, and there's a lot of different things with this game. Actually, why don't I go ahead and show you guys a house really quick, if I can visit one. Yes, I can. Pretty awesome. All right, so let's pick the best one. Let's just go massive homes. Castle in the sky. All right, let's go visit this house really quick, guys, and show you guys what you could do in EverQuest II. Now, EverQuest II is a massive game. Now, I don't really understand why EverQuest 1 players didn't like it that much. I mean, I could somewhat understand it. I mean, it was a little bit modern, and I guess you could say it lacks some features at the beginning of its development that they wanted to have in EverQuest 2. But right now, it is a very good game, and it's actually one of the best contenders in the free-to-play market right now. You know, you have Age of Conan, Lord of the Rings Online, and then, you know, now you have EverQuest. Ion's only coming in Europe, so I mean, that's not really going to compete much with the US. But overall, you know, EverQuest 2 is a very solid MMORPG experience. I mean, it has great combat, has decent looking graphics. I mean, of course, it's not the best looking game, but overall, it's a good enough looking game for you to play. And if you have a crappy computer, you can easily access it. I mean, it's a very optimized game for you to play around in. So as we see here, we have this is a fully customized zone. Everything was put in by the player, and this is just what you could do in EverQuest 2. I mean, look at this place. It's very amazing how much customization this game has and how much content it has for you to explore. You know, it's like in SWTOR. A lot of people diss SWTOR all the time, but, you know, in my opinion, it's a very good contented game. And that's what EverQuest 2 is. You know, it has multiple things for you to do at a constant time. You can do battlegrounds, you could customize your house, you can do dungeons, you can do open world dungeons, you can, you know, just do a bunch of different things, you know. So EverQuest 2 is just a very good, solid experience for anyone to try out, really. Let's go inside this guy's house really quick, just because he does have a pretty awesome outside appearance to his house. He probably has a great inside as well, so let's go ahead and check that out if we can. Can we go in here? Use. Alright, so we can swing that door open, and he has a very stylized, or she has a very stylized inside of their manor as well, which is a very cool thing. I mean, what MMO can you name besides RuneScape that you can make a house this customized? And this is a very customized house that I quite have to say I enjoy. It's a very stylized house, and it's probably the better house I've ever been in, because I've took a tour in a few houses here and there, and they're pretty dang cool. And you can also put portals in your house, which is really cool as well. So you have a lot of different things you can do in this game overall. Now let's see if I can find my way out of here. I always have a problem getting back to where I was. Alright, let's see if I can just go back here. Yes, I can. I can exit through that portal and go ahead and do a little bit more quests for you guys and tell you guys my overall rest of my thoughts of this game. Leave house. Alright guys, so as far as gameplay perspective goes, what do I think of EverQuest 2 as my first impressions? Now, I've only played this game for about 30 minutes to an hour on Chocolate Ice, my awesome mage. So I don't really have too much of an informed, I guess you could say, reviewer's opinion, aka I didn't play this game enough to give you guys a full review. But from what I have seen, it does have a lot of features to it. It is very, very smooth, and it does feature a lot of things that, other games have, other pay-to-play games have, but not really any free-to-play games have to the free user. And that's the most important thing for someone who loves pay-to-play games, loves free-to-play games, and, even people who love pay-to-play games that want to have a free-to-play game, just to have all the accessibility of everything that the pay-to-play users have up to a certain level is definitely a huge plus for most people in EverQuest 2, and the community just shows it. A lot of people still do play this game. Like there's 3 guys that's sitting in the starting zone, that I could see. There's probably a hell of a lot more wandering around. I actually just yep, there's one right there as well. So overall, there's a good amount of players in this game on this random server that I picked. And, that shows of a good game. When a game can go free-to-play, a hybrid free-to-play model, let me tell you. Because obviously it is not a full free-to-play game, because there would be no pay-to-play option. When it does that, regardless for what, why, and, when it did it, it just shows when it recovers as well as this game did, when it went from pay-to-play, from having almost no people on, to free to play and having a blockbuster amount of people on. It just really shows how great a game can be under the free to play model. Now, I'm not a huge free to play fan whatsoever. I'm one of those type of people who would rather play a pay to play game. But overall, when I hop into free to play games like this, I'm like, this is how it should be. This is what I should experience in every free-to-play MMO, and that is why I do recommend EverQuest 2 to pretty much any one of my subscribers, and this is why I like to do these type of videos. I sometimes do hop in blind to some MMOs when I did do any research whatsoever on them, and really just, don't, I guess you could say, have any clue what I'm going to jump into. But most of the time when I do level ups, I tend to try and give you guys good games to look at rather than all the bad ones. So typically if I don't look at it, there's a reason why I don't look at it. So overall, I do like EverQuest 2. It is a very good experience for you to try out and explore. A lot of great features in this game, like all the looking for groups and dungeon finders, dungeon makers, it's housing, player housing. That's what we love in MMOs, player housing. Even crafting. The marketplace is not pay to win. There's just a lot of great stuff in this game that you could definitely, God, there still is. There's even a trading card game inside of this MMO. Oh my God, guys. The content in this MMO is massive, and if you have a chance, do go check it out. It is fully free to play, and I think you guys would overall have a great time within this MMO. So as always, guys, I'm your host, Zach Sharps, and I hope you guys do check out EverQuest 2. Follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/Lugo Entertainment, twitter.com/Zach Sharps. Question of the day is, did you play the original EverQuest? You could play it recently and say yes, but did you play it when it was hot? Back in the day before World of Warcraft. Leave your comments down in the comment section below. I'm curious to see how many of you guys are original EverQuest players, and what your I guess you could say your review sort of is EverQuest 2 good in your opinion, because that's what a lot of people said it is good when it first came out. So I'm wondering, do you guys like the new EverQuest 2 or not? And if you have played EverQuest 2 and you're not an original EQ player, leave your comment down below as well. Give me your opinion on that as well. And if you haven't played EverQuest 2, does it look interesting to you? Or do you think it's a little bit too old for you to take a look at? I'm always curious to hear you guys' thoughts, for you guys do run this channel. I run it for the community, by the community. So as always, guys, stay tuned for episode number 39 coming on Friday. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video enough to give me a like and subscribe to me. And as always, guys, catch you guys next time.